All right, this is a pretty decent hand to start off with. Firewall Defenser is going to be able to bring out that link decoder. And it's going to also activate our Paralell Exceed. We're going to Ash Blossom at Maxx C as well. We don't want to deal with that. And that's when we're going to get our Exceed out as well. Already, our hand is super stacked with interaction for our opponent's turn. So we're in a really tremendous spot. I choose to bring out the Firewall Guardian instead of the other Firewall, just because I want a recycled summon. Now we're going to detach 2 and bring out Circular effect. We're going to ditch the Sigma. Realizing that Sigma wasn't that viable, we could have instantly just went for the Diameter and recycled to get a Superfactorial. I did indeed misplay, but we're going to go into a Link 2 here. We go into Splash Mage, triggering the Wicked and also triggering the Guardian. There's a Diameter in hand, and Guardian's going to bring out itself, and we're going to bring out Circular as well. Now we're going to go into a Link 3 here, and we're going to go into our Transcode Talker. Transcode Talker is going to bring right back Wicked, and we're going to go for that decent board of Transcode on top with Neo Terahertz right under it. We're going to send that handy dandy negate, and we're going to end our turn with an interaction in the graveyard, a Maxx C, as well as an Effect Veiler. Now we just send another card. I think Update Jammer is a good send, honestly, because that means that we can instantly link summon the card with Transcode. We can just recycle better. Looks like our opponent is going to activate Unicorn. We're going to have the Effect Veiler just for that, and we're going to use our negate in the graveyard for this Kashtira Theosis. It's a crazy negate that this deck has added to it. He has the Kashtira Scareclaw. We're not really scared. His only choice early in the matter is to go into a Link 7, go right to battle. And he chooses the Titanic Moth, looking like he's going to go into a Zeus play. Now we take 1400, and he has to detach a card. And there is the Sky Thunder. Using his Zeus to clear our board, but honestly our hand is stacked, our interaction is stacked. We're gonna just continue like nothing happened. There's our Diameter to bring out the Firewall Defenser as well as our Subtraction. We're gonna go instantly into a Link 3. We're gonna choose Heat Soul for the project. Now, me realizing destroying his face down card is gonna trigger something. It's gonna trigger Zeus's effect, which Zeus is gonna be able to bring out a much stronger card as a material. It's gonna bring out that Infiltrack Goliath, causing me to kind of misplay in this situation because it's gonna protect his Zeus from card effects. Because I'm about to use an Access Code Talker, I'm gonna destroy the face down first. I should have destroyed Zeus first, just wrong interaction, and it caused me to misplay a little bit. I honestly didn't see what he added the first time, so I realized it afterwards right away. But live and learn. We're gonna just destroy it by battle, have 3 cards set, recycle the transcode just in case our opponent has Update Jammer plays. Looks like he does have plays. He brings out the Fenrir, but honestly Superfactorial is just gonna clean this up, and we're gonna be able to bring out our boy Laplacian. Laplacian's gonna drain the last cards he has on his turn, and we also have a Cynet Conflict negate that's active right now, so we're 100% good. Our opponent surrenders. Alright, going first, this is a pretty decent hand. Opening up Diameter isn't the best, but we're gonna make do with it. Now, that could have been a considered misplay if I didn't have that Ash Blossom in hand. I would have had to take that Maxx C to the chin, and it wouldn't have been good. So we're gonna go into our 4 here, bring out Alberts, Albert's gonna get Circular into rotation. And Circular is gonna send Sigma. Honestly, the Sigma getting banished doesn't affect us very much because we already have the Subtraction and the Diameter engraved. So we're gonna go into Wicked here. Lucky for us, we have the Exceed in rotation as well. We're gonna send Subtraction because this is when I realized that Singularity effect that I did miss. So we're gonna bring out the Exceed and we're gonna link off into our link 3 here in transcode. Now I did misplay, I did rush it, and I could have went into the link decoder there and had another monster extra, but I didn't. So we're gonna continue. I bring out the decoder Heat Soul here, and we're gonna draw a card. I do get the Cynet Mining. We're gonna discard the Diameter to bring out the Subtraction. We're gonna Subtraction here to bring out our boy, the Flamewell, or the Neo Tempest Terahertz. I don't know why I said Flamewell, but yeah. So this is a pretty good board. Superfactorial interaction, called by interaction, plus the Tempest interaction. Looks like our opponent is on Drytron. Honestly, we have a really good matchup with that because we have the called by. Now we're gonna use our called by on that card. I just wanted to be very careful because these Drytron's effects involve the grave in the hand, and it's really tricky because you could waste a call by. I've done it before in a video. So we called by. He has another interaction, it looks like. So he's gonna use it. We're gonna Superfactorial here. I see the 2-for-1 special and I'm gonna take it. Bring out Laplacian. Laplacian's gonna do its job, putting a negate on our board as well as take 2 cards out of our opponent's possession. Looks like he loses his ritual card, and he also loses his monster. Now Laplacian's gonna negate one more time. He's still gonna add that light fairy, but he knew it wasn't enough and he chooses to surrender. Alright, another turn 1 opening for you guys. Cynet Mining. We're gonna ditch the Subtraction to bring out Firewall Defenser. Now I choose the alternate line here, and we're gonna see how it goes here. I'm gonna seize off both of our Mathmechs into an Albert. Albert's gonna bring out Circular. Circular is gonna send Sigma. Sigma's effect, we're gonna bring out Sigma. We're gonna get the Superfactorial, and this is where we go into our link side of it. We're gonna go into Wicked first. Bring out Firewall Phantom. Banishing the Albert, we're gonna get a Diameter into hand. Now we're gonna go into a link decoder right here. Link decoder plus Cyberse Wicked. We're gonna be able to get out our boy Franco Talker. Bring both out back to the field. We're gonna go into our cool card Singularity. Use the Sigma and the Phantom to go into Splash Mage. Splash Mage, we're just going to bring out that Cynet Conflict. We're going to discard the Diameter to turn on the Superfactorial. We're going to use Circular Splash Mage to go into Heat Soul, which Heat Soul summon was going to bring back Transcode. We're going to draw a card while we're at it. And honestly, that's really good board. So we're going to end our turn there, set 2. Recycle the Circular back into deck. 2 on-field interactions, 2 in-hand interactions, as well as a Heat Soul draw. So we're in an excellent spot. We're gonna Ash and Maxx C right away. We're gonna also draw a card just to protect the Maxx C. That's a pretty good draw, Impermanence, for our next turn, especially if this goes that far. But it won't. Our opponent gets stopped in his tracks, and he ends it there. Pretty decent starting hand, especially going first. We're gonna Cynet Mine, ditch the Phantom. Looks like our opponent has the Ass Blossom. Honestly, the Cynet Mining really baited that out well. So we're gonna use Circular Effect now, ditch the Sigma, and go through our normal Mathmech line here. We're gonna add the Superfactorial. We're gonna Exceed Summon off, getting our boy Albert. Albert's gonna be able to get Diameter into hand, but it looks like our opponent has a Veiler. Now that's a good way of stopping us. Honestly, stopping the Albert does stop us kind of in our tracks. But luckily for us, we have a little alternate line here. Oh, my apologies. I forgot he Veilered, so it caused me to misplay. Looks like our opponent is playing Mathmech as well, but honestly, their hand wasn't that strong. So with the one Imperm, we're still in a decent spot with that top deck. Going into our boy Link Decoder. Link Decoder is going to bring out both of our guys. We're going to banish the Phantom to try to recycle some of our resources. We're going to go into IP Masquerena here. Go into our boy Transcode. Transcode's gonna bring back Link Decoder and IP. Looks like our opponent does have the Imperm. But honestly, that's still super fine. We're just gonna hit him for 2,600 and end our turn there, trying to keep our Transcode and keep our Link Decoder. Now our Superfactorial is online, as well as we have Imperm. So we're gonna get that 2-for-1 special with the Laplacian, and that's gonna choose our opponent to surrender. All right, we're gonna be going second. This is a pretty decent hand. Our opponent sets one and pass. Must have not been a good hand for him. We open up with the Circular, and we also opened up with the Cynet Mining. We're gonna discard the Cynet Mining to get out our Diameter to hand. Looks like our opponent opens up with the Droll, so we're gonna call by that. Honestly, a lot of these games I've been seeing Droll more active than normal. Alright, Circular, and we're gonna ditch the Sigma, go through our normal Mathmech line, go into our Xyz, get the spell, or the trap, Mathmech Superfactorial. Looks like our opponent doesn't want the Superfactorial, but it also could mean our opponent doesn't want us to get the equation, because this is a turn 2 play. Meaning all we need to do is just OTK our opponent. So Diameter is gonna just do that with Diameter in hand. But it looks like our opponent has the Nibiru. And this is gonna be an interesting interaction, because we're gonna be able to play through the Nibiru. Using these two, we're going to be able to Exceed off into Albert. Albert's going to be able to search us for that trap card. And then we're also going to set one and pass. We're going to destroy the nib and pass there. Oh, actually, my apologies. I decided to go into an IP Masquerena because IP plus Albert equals any of our Cyberse Link monsters, Link 3. We got Heat Soul, we got Transcode. Looks like our opponent is on some kind of Dark Magician, sets 2 and activates the Magical Circle to try to see something on the top. He doesn't. We're going to go through the Superfactorial, and our opponent chooses to surrender there. Looks like we're going to be going second. Our hand is full of interaction. Looks like our opponent is on some kind of Spirit Engine for their deck. I see this most of the time in either Mathmech or Exosister or even Utopia. So it looks like our opponent's going to go for a Link 1 going into the Armirage. Might reveal what he's on. Looks like he is in a Link package, so chances are it is Mathmech. We're going to see our opponent Exceed summon for the Albert. So he is on Mathmech. He's going to detach 2, and we're going to Imperm that. We want to just stop our opponent cold with their interactions. That's why we play the Imperms and the Effect Veilers. I think it's a really cool strategy. There's Splash Mage. He's still going to be able to go off somewhat. He's going to go into Albert and end on a Link 3. Looks like it is the Heat Soul, so he's going to gain a card from this as well. And next turn we'll see him gain another card. He sets one and passes. Now our hand isn't the best, but this is a doable hand easily. Cynet Mining, we're going to discard the Subtraction here because the Firewall Defenser is a 1-card Link summon. So we really need to keep that. Looks like our opponent does have the Droll. So we're going to bring out Circular and Defensor to go into our boy Splash Mage. Now Defensor is going to bring out Phantom, as well as we're going to see our Diameter. Now we're going to use these two to link off, and we're going to go into Update Jammer. With Update Jammer and Splash Mage, we're going to be able to go into our transcode into access code. But it looks like our opponent has the Imperm, so I feel like this is a good move for me to just crash, leaving our opponent with no monsters on field, no link arrows, and we're going to recycle that transcode. Now we do have the Mathmech Superfactorial setup, and it looks like our opponent does have the Small World to get out the Circular. Now I'm going to wait for the interaction where he activates the Circular to Mathmech Superfactorial. Going to be leaving him with one card in hand, and the only card viable is going to be the Sigma. There's Laplacian. We're going to detach two to take one out of hand, one out of his field. He loses a Diameter in hand, which is super big, and that causes our opponent to surrender right there. Alright, we are going first. This is the perfect hand, best hand we could probably ask for. Circular, send Sigma. Sigma is going to be special summoned. Next up, we're going to get the Superfactorial. Our opponent has the Droll, but luckily for us, we have the call by for the Droll. So we're still in a tremendous situation. Now we also have options because we already have the Diameter in hand, so we're going to Exceed summon right away, and we're going to go into Albert. Albert's going to give us the ability to search for an extender or spell. We choose an extender. We're going to use the extender and go into our boy Cyberse Wicked. Now this card is insane for the archetype. It lets you search out cards, and as well as that double link arrow. Super valuable. We're going to banish the Albert, honestly. Could have kept it for more interaction with the new Singularity. But we're going to bring out Parallel Exceed, and we're going to use the brand new Link 1 Link Decoder. We're going to use Link Decoder plus Cyberse Wicked to go into our boy Transcode. Link Decoder is going to be able to be brought back, as well as the Cyberse Wicked. We're going to go into a Link 6 here. We're going to go into the brand new Firewall Dragon Singularity. Next up, we're going to go Diameter here. Use Diameter and our Circular to go into a Splash Mage. Activating Singularity to bring back the transcode. We're going to use Splash Mage as well to bring back the Diameter. We're going to go into our boy Decode Heat Soul real quick. We're going to gain a card, and then we're going to Exceed summon for the 5, or we're going to Link summon for the 5. We're going to bring out our boy Neo Tempest Terahertz. We're going to send the negate and end our turn with one card set, leaving us with a negate, a Maxx C, an Effect Veiler. So much interaction. Looks like our opponent is on Floodereese. We're going to Effect Veiler this right away, and it's going to cause to our opponent to surrender there. Alright, so this is the deck, guys. I'm playing a lot of the brand new cards in this engine, and a lot of just generic Mathmech cards that are super great in my opinion. Going card by card, the new support introduces Cynet Conflict, a lot easier way of getting it out, as well as this brand new boss monster of Singularity, which goes really well with Neo Tempest Terahertz. Also introducing a brand new negate to the deck with the CYBERSE D-Save Worm, which is a crazy card. You could honestly run this a way to fusion summon it. I just didn't think it was necessary. But another few cards to look out for, we has our brand new Firewall Phantom and Firewall Defenser. Honestly, it helps with link climbing so much. Each of them have a link summon ability, and the abilities are crazy. This one gets you the Cynet Speller Trap. That's Cynet Conflict and Cynet Mining. This one will special summon any of the Firewall monsters except for itself, meaning you can bring out your Firewall Phantom or your Firewall Guardian. Guardian brings out itself, but it's banished at the end. Very good cards and a lot of recyclability there. Next up, another new card is Link Decoder. It gives it a Link 1 that's really good. I think it replaces the Karibo card, because this can be easily recycled with transcode to gain you another monster. And last but not least, we have Singularity. I didn't touch up on his effect. You can target cards your opponent controls and return them to hand, depending on how many Exceeds and synchros you're playing, all of the types of summoning. Now that's pretty cool, because you're gonna guaranteed, if you do the combo right, you're gonna have Darkfluid, and using Darkfluid you're gonna have at least one, and if you leave your Albert you're also gonna have another, so that's two. As well as a really good effect, if a monster it pointing to goes to the graveyard, you can special summon a CYBERSE monster to your field. A lot of that's gonna be your Link 2s and your Links, because Link summoning triggers that effect. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed the deck. If you have any questions or anything, make sure you leave a comment down below. Make sure you guys subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.